Now, this first question, dear students, is about the theme of alchemist, the play Alchemist. So, whenever the theme is referred to regarding the major theme being the lust and the greed, then you may refer to this question. So, this question can be asked in different ways. One way to ask this question can be, by referring to the central idea of the play. Central idea, or the question can be asked about what's the major preoccupation of the play, or the question can be asked about what is the theme of the play. The questioner, the paper setter might ask this question in the sense that greed is the major theme of the play discussed, right? So let us see. We have a very rough idea about the play, and we understand that the play is the play develops theme of greed in the major way. Means most of the characters they want to get the philosopher's stone primarily because it would help them to produce wealth. And by being rich, they want to accumulate more wealth and thus bring about a change in their lives, right? So the second theme, which is also referred in the question, is lust, and we see that there are many episodes wherein Dol Common is used for the on the pretext of getting confidence from the customers, and more or less he is used like a prostitute in the play. And characters like Maimon come close to her because they want to satisfy their lust, and other characters too, they want to attain this stone, particularly because it will produce a very strong sexual urges in males. So we also find that the characters, different characters like Mammon, they are attracted to the stone because it would help them in fulfilling their lust, right? So this is the major, these two are the major concerns of the play, as we might have guessed from understanding the play through its summary. So if this question comes in your examination, what will you do is, you can start from here. Although the real theme of the alchemist may be described as avarice is greed and lust, alchemy figures so largely and prominently in the play that it deserves the first and foremost consideration. Of course, themes of greed and lust are major preoccupations of the play, but these major preoccupations of the play revolve around the philosopher's stone, or the process of alchemy. The very title shows the importance of alchemy in the scheme of the play. Considerable space has been devoted by the author in this play to a discussion of the theory of alchemy and the vast potentialities of the pseudoscience. This is not real science. Alchemy is not seen by the writer as a real science. This is a pseudoscience. Pseudo is something which is constructed and which is not real, unreal. That is. So, alchemy is explained in great detail in the play, and various theories have been expounded by Subtle and other characters in the play to justify the existence of alchemy as a scientific process. But at the same time, the writer takes the view that this process seems to be a pseudoscience. This is not a real science. This is just an imitation of a real science. So the use of scientific theories to justify your own greed, own lust, and own desire for power. तो यहां तक आप करके इसके बाद बाकी सारे क्वेश्चन को छोड़ दीजिए, आगे आपने जो ये सारा काट देना, इस लाइन तक कर लेना सोलो साइंस तक। उसके बाद आपने ये सारा का सारा क्वेश्चन काट देना है और अगले पेज पर आ जाइए सीधा। ये मत करना याद, इसको बहुत लंबा क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा, मैं इसको शॉर्ट करा रहा हूँ। जो आपने लिखना है याद करना है, अगले पेज पर आ जाइए 456 के ऊपर। 456 पेज आ गया नेक्स्ट आपका। यहाँ पर एक टाइटल दिया गया है, अ प्ले अबाउट पोजेशन, मिल गया? इससे नेक्स्ट पेज ही, अगला ही पेज, उसके बीच में एक टाइटल दे रखा है, अ प्ले अबाउट पोजेशन। तो यहाँ तक का सारा काट देना, यहाँ तक की आपको आवश्यकता नहीं है, सारा आप काट देना, और उसके बाद आपने यहाँ से शुरू करना है एल्केमी से। यहां से निशान लगाना शुरू कर दीजिए, ये अंडरलाइन कर लीजिए. Alchemy, however, is essentially a vehicle in this play that is used as a device to bring about the major themes and major preoccupations of the play. Alchemy as a central idea is not there. The central idea is used as a ploy, used as an excuse to bring out certain passions and certain desires in human beings which the writer considers as harmful for human society and of course for individuals also. The real center of interest lies elsewhere. The real center of interest of the play is something else. Johnson is using this particular subject of alchemy in this play as the means to another end. He's using these ideas around alchemy to bring out the importance of certain other themes. Johnson saw himself as a social critic whose business it was to strip the ragged follies of the time naked as they were. Strip means चाबुक लगाना, whip करना, चाबुक लगाना. The ragged follies, ragged कहते हैं चिथड़ों में लिपटी हुई, follies कहते हैं मूर्खता को, of the time naked as at they were. Johnson says the purpose of writing these plays was to bring out the foolishness which is prevalent in human society and show it to people how it really is. जो कहते हैं ना कि जो ह्यूमन फॉलीज हैं, आमतौर पर इंसानों के अंदर, व्यक्तियों के अंदर मूर्खताएं होती हैं, समाज के अंदर मूर्खताएं होती हैं और ये फॉलीज एग्जिस्ट करते रहते हैं क्योंकि कोई हमें बताता नहीं है कि ये मूर्खता है, स्टुपिडिटी है, ये फॉल्स बिलीफ्स में कौन बताएगा, है ना. तो ये एक अच्छे क्रिटिक का, अच्छे राइटर का काम होता है, पर्टिकुलरली एक जो कॉमिक राइटर होता है उसका काम होता है कि वो हमें अवेयर करे कि समाज में ये वीकनेसेस हैं, ये ड्रॉबैक्स हैं और उनको उनकी प्योर फॉर्म के अंदर हमारे सामने लाकर प्रेजेंट करें ताकि हम लोग इंसानियत या ह्यूमन बींग्स अपनी कमजोरी को पहचानें, एक्सेप्ट करें और उससे सुधार करें. सो दैट्स व्हाई सेज business of a literary writer, according to him, or a critic, is to strip the ragged follies of the time naked as they were, to show people foolishness, stupidities, weaknesses in human societies in their original form, and to strip them and to show them what they really are, and to pave way for their removal from the society, so that people can recognize these foolishnesses and so that they can remove them from themselves. He does so most effective. अब यहाँ से यहाँ तक करके आप नेकेडनेस तक करके आगे को काट देंगे और आप कहाँ तक काटेंगे, आगे एक लाइन आ रही है, द एल्केमिस्ट, यहाँ से करीब नीचे से 1 2 3 4 5 छठी लाइन है इसी पेज पर, इसी पैराग्राफ में नीचे से छठी लाइन है जहाँ एल्केमिस्ट लिखा हुआ है. अब यहाँ से आप शुरू करेंगे, यहाँ तक के बीच का काट देना क्योंकि दूसरे प्ले को डिस्कस कर रहा है जो हमारे लिए ज्यादा रेलिवेंट नहीं है. यहाँ से शुरू करना. द एल्केमिस्ट आल्सो ड्रामेटाइजेस दिस काइंड ऑफ, अब यहाँ पोजेशन वर्ड की जगह एक और वर्ड लिख लीजिए, दिस काइंड ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट कर लीजिए बस, बाकी इसमें क्या सकते हैं, सिर्फ पोजेशन को काट के ट्रीटमेंट लिख लेना. What we mean to say is this play also dramatizes this kind of treatment to social weaknesses. The various clans of Subtle look upon Lovett's house as a gold mine. So many people come and they particularly the cheaters, they consider the house of Lovett's as a gold mine from where they can earn money and get possessions of people. Dapper, Mammon, Drugger, and Tribulation are by nature very different characters, but in their folly and greed, they are possessed by a common passion. They are different people, but what is common between them? Their foolishness, their greed. Those who visit Lovett's house are possessed by the single idea of gain, and this is their humor. So their humor means their particular characteristic is their desire for money and their desire for lust also. So they are governed by the single idea. They want more and more money. They want to earn money. Maybe they say that they are doing it for better purposes, for social upliftment and other things. But really, it is their greed which is revealed in that play and not their concern for social causes. यहाँ के बाद अब आप नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ पर चलिए, आप ये टाइटल तो लिखना नहीं है, कहीं पर नहीं. All the characters named above are dominated by avarice or greed. So they are very greedy. Alchemy is accepted by all of them as a genuine science capable of producing the philosopher's stone, which will make each of them rich and wealthy. They accept this idea that alchemist's stone or the philosopher's stone can be produced through alchemical process, because they are credulous, because they want to believe. And it is said that human beings see what they want to see. So these characters also believe in a thing like philosopher's stone because they are overcome by the passion of greed, because they are they want to earn undeserved money. So they are ready to believe on anything, even on an idea like the philosopher's stone. Dapper, a lawyer's clerk, wishes to give up his profession and become a whole-time gambler with the sole aim of acquiring riches. We saw how Dapper, who is a clerk, wants to become a gambler so as to earn a lot of money. He wants a familiar or an attendant spirit who will make him win money at horse races, card parties, and dice parties. Dice जुए को कहते हैं. तो वो एक स्पिरिट चाहता है, सटल से एक आत्मा चाहता है, फेमिलियर भी कहते हैं जिसको, जिससे कि वो अपने ये सारे काम करा सके, ताकि ताश के पत्तों की जो बाजी लगती है उसमें जीत सके, हॉर्स रेसेस में जीत सके, डाइस पार्टीज में जीत सके. He is told that he is a nephew of the Queen of Fairies who will surely make him rich. He obeys the instructions given to him by Settle with regard to the sharpening of his senses by the use of vinegar. So he is fooled by this group of chiefs by who tell him that he is a nephew of Queen of Fairies and that he should take vinegar so as to sharpen his senses and thus be able to see the Queen of Fairies. He is robbed of every little thing that he carries on his person and is subjected to a lot of humiliation, all of which he accepts gladly in the hope that the Queen of Fairies will favor him with directions from favor him with her blessings and make him rich. So he accepts this idea and he is so ignorant that he thinks that Queen of Fairies is surely going to visit him, and so he is gagged and he is thrown into a toilet, but still he is hopeful that something wonderful will happen. Drugger, second person, is a tobacconist who wants directions from the alchemist as to the construction of his shop and the arrangement of the shelves in his shop. Another person who is made full of his drugger, who is a tobacconist, who is a kind of chemist, and he wants advice from Settle regarding how he should construct his shop, where he should put the shelves and where he should put the door, etc., so that his business could grow. Furthermore, he wants a sign of good luck, a thriving sign which is duly given to him. He also wants a sign, a prophecy, भविष्यवाणी जो होती है कि उसका बिजनेस अच्छा चलेगा, thriving sign, अच्छे चलने वाले बिजनेस का चिन्ह या प्रतीक जो वो उसको दे दिया करता है. He also wants Settle to strike out his unlucky days from the calendar so that he should not do any business on those days. वो चाहता है कि उसके ना जो अशुभ दिन हैं वो खत्म हो जाए, शुभ दिन उसके साथ रहें ताकि उसको कोई बिजनेस में घाटा ना हो. Not satisfied with all this, Drugger would do any business on those, would like to get married to the widow, Dame Pliant, and he receives an assurance in this respect also. Another thing he is looking for is a marriage with Dame Pliant, and he is given an assurance that of course he would be married with that widow. Mammon's ambition. Now, next person. Mammon's ambition to become rich is most fantastic. He also wants to become rich. He wants to equal King Solomon in wealth. King Solomon, the mythical king. He wants to be like the mythical King Solomon in wealth. पैसे में इतना अमीर होना चाहता है, King Solomon जैसा. By means of wealth which he hopes to acquire through the philosopher's stone, he would lead a life of great luxury. He will lie on soft beds and he would eat the most delicious and the costliest food. So he fantasizes कि कितना पैसा होगा उसके पास और पैसे को क्या करेगा, नरम नरम गद्दों पर सोएगा, बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया चीजें खाएगा. He really shows himself to be an epicure by the manner in which he gives a catalogue of the rare foods which he would eat. Epicure is a person who believes in the life of senses. Eat, drink and be merry. हमने शायद जिक्र किया था Epicurean. Epicure कहते हैं उस फिलोसॉफी को जो इस धारणा में यकीन करती है कि जिंदगी का कोई सीरियस पर्पस नहीं है, जिंदगी में खाओ पियो और मौज करो, ईट ड्रिंक एंड बी मैरी, दिस इज ओनली पर्पस। तो वो उसकी एपिक्यूरियन फिलोसॉफी है। वो हम कैसे पता लगती है? इतने सारे खानों के नाम गिना देता है which you will eat after becoming rich. A desire for gold has become an obsession with me. In fact, an obsessive craving for gold and money is common to all these clients. So we see how all these people are fanatic about the desire for gold and money. Nor are the Anabaptists free from this taint of avarice. Even Anabaptists who are holy men, they are also suffering from this disease of greed. वो भी इस लालच की बीमारी से मुक्त नहीं है. The Anabaptists claim to be holy men, but they are as worldly minded and as greedy as any of the other clients of Satan. Although they are supposed to be holy people, but they are also as greedy as other people are. In order to acquire riches, the Anabaptists are ready to go to any length. They are ready to do anything to get money. They are even ready to accept counterfeit dollars from Satan. Counterfeit जो नकली होता है, यहाँ तक कि वो नकली डॉलर्स, नकली मनी एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए भी तैयार हो जाते हैं, so that they could earn money out of it. The coining of and they agree with Sutter that the casting of dollars is to be distinguished from the coining of dollars, and they play upon a single word. Now, to print counterfeit money is a crime, and it's a sin also. बुरा है, नकली डॉलर्स को छापना है, नकली रुपये को छापना तो क्राइम माना जाता है. तो वो अपनी क्राइम को कैसे जस्टिफाई करते हैं? वो कहता है कि वो इस तरह से आर्ग्यू करते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि कॉइनिंग ऑफ डॉलर्स जो है वो अलग है और कास्टिंग ऑफ डॉलर्स अलग है. कास्ट का मतलब छापना होता है, कॉइनिंग का मतलब भी छापना होता है, सिर्फ शब्दों का फर्क है. तो उस शब्द की हेराफेरी के थ्रू वो जो गलत काम करने का जो सिन है उससे बचने की कोशिश कि भाई कास्टिंग मना है, कॉइनिंग मना नहीं. बात तो वही है, छापना तो छापना है, उसको आप कास्टिंग कहें या कॉइनिंग कहें, डॉलर रुपए के रूप में छापे जाएं या कॉइन के रूप में छापे जाएं, ये तो नकली है ना. बट हाउ दे ट्राई टू जस्टिफाई देमसेल्व्स कि भाई नियम ये कहता है कि कास्टिंग गलत है, कॉइनिंग का तो जिक्र नहीं करते, कॉइनिंग का जिक्र नहीं करते हैं, तो इसका मतलब एक्सेप्टेबल है, अलाउड है, ये काट देना. बट द कॉइनिंग ऑफ डॉलर्स में भी अनलॉ. कॉइनिंग ऑफ डॉलर्स छापना मतलब वही है, छापना. डॉलर्स को छापना गलत हो सकता है, लेकिन कास्टिंग शब्द यूज नहीं किया गया, तो इसलिए वो कहते हैं कास्टिंग अलाउड है. In this connection, we must not ignore the conspirators themselves. They too are symbols of greed in a way. Even the conspirators, the cheaters, they are also greedy and full of avarice. Their fraudulent activities have been prompted by the desire for money. वो सारा क्यों करते हैं? पैसे का लालच उनके अंदर भी. And whatever they do in the course of the play is motivated by this desire. The disguises they wear, the lies they tell, the frauds they practice, the false assurances they offer, and the tricks which they play upon various persons, all these have their origin in their longing for money. Longing is desire. Everything they do is based on their desire for money. The action of the play consists of a series of episodes. यहाँ से काट देना, बस यहाँ तक करके आगे से छोड़ देना. लॉन्गिंग फॉर मनी तक करके आगे छोड़ देना. उसके बाद सेकंड पर आ जाइए, लस्ट एज अ थीम के ऊपर आ जाइए डायरेक्टली. बाकी आगे का छोड़ देना, कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है इसकी. Avarice is, however, not the only theme of the play. There is at least one character whose lust equals his desire to become fabulously rich. Although most of the characters suffer from greed, but one person is such that he also suffers from another passion of lust. और वो कैरेक्टर कौन है? मैमन. मैमन is also suffering from lust, along with, of course, avarice. That character is Mammon. Indeed, Mammon's lust is beyond the power of words to describe. He wants to maintain a harem of wives, mistresses, and concubines equal in number to those kept by the ancient king Solomon. Mammon wants so many women in his harem that he could equal the harem of King Solomon, who had thousands of wives in his harem. He would have his bedchamber filled with erotic pictures of the kind which the Roman Emperor Tiberius had taken away from the town of Elephantis. And then he imagines, he fantasizes about what kind of bedroom he would like to have. He says that his bedroom would be full of naked pictures of women. And he refers to collection of these pictures from mythical past of Greece, how these pictures were taken by Roman Emperor Tiberius from the town of Elephantis. He would have mirrors in his room so that he might be able to see reflections of the naked bodies of his mistresses. And he says that he would construct his room in such a way that it would be full of mirrors. And so he erotically imagines how his mistresses and beloveds would look in that room. His rooms would be full of the mists of perfume. So there would be perfume everywhere in his room. Whenever he finds that there is a wealthy citizen or a rich lawyer having a pure and beautiful wife, he would send 1,000 pounds to that man, asking him to provide his wife to him for his sexual pleasure. So he plans how whenever there is a beautiful woman in the town, he would bribe her and bring her to him. He would engage no pimps because the fathers and mothers of women desired by him would themselves act as his pimps. पिम्प कहते हैं दलाल को, दलाल जो होता है कहते उसे दलालों की आवश्यकता नहीं है क्योंकि उसके पास इतना पैसा होगा कि जिसकी भी सुंदर लड़की हुई उसके माँ बाप को इतना पैसा दे देगा कि वो उसको सप्लाई कर देंगे. By means of the philosopher's stone, he would become as strong and tough as Hercules. Hercules was. Hercules, perhaps you have heard his name. He was very strong person in Greek past, and he performed many wonders and miracles. So he says that with the philosopher's stone, I would also become very strong, like Hercules, so that he might be able to perform sexual intercourse with 50 women in one night. He imagines how he would be able to satisfy 50 women in one night. Such are the visions of sexual gratification that Mammon entertained. So he has such dreams about the sexuality with the help of the philosopher's stone. Soon afterwards, when he catches a glimpse of Dole, he feels simply charmed by her and urges Face to provide that woman to him for his sexual pleasure. So when he sees Dole woman, he falls for her and asks her to come to him, and he asks Face to help him in this matter. Dole is then introduced to him, and he is so overcome by the lustful desire for her that he begins to pay glowing tributes to her beauty and her graces. So when he meets Dole woman, he starts praising her. He finds that her family, her features and her countenance resemble those of the members of the highest families, and that all in all she is a rare kind of woman. So he finds her a beautiful woman and he starts praising her, flattering her. Indeed, he thinks himself lucky to have been provided with an opportunity to have sexual intercourse with this woman who is in reality just a prostitute. He doesn't know the woman he is praising so highly is simply a prostitute, but he is very happy. Indeed, Mammon is completely blinded by lust. Thus, lust too is one of the themes of the play. So we can also see that this is also a major theme in the play. उसके बाद हम अगले उस पर आते हैं. इसमें से आपने सिर्फ 3 या 4 लाइन लेनी है. ऊपर से शुरू कीजिए. The Alchemist, थोड़ा सा इसको वैसे ऐसे कर देना. In conclusion, we can say that, इस तरह से जोड़ देना इसको. In conclusion, we can say that The Alchemist is a play with a wide scope. It would be unfair to limit its theme to a very single. It doesn't mean, of course, these themes are predominant in the play, but it doesn't mean that the play is limited only to these themes. There are multiple themes. There are other themes also in the play. Alchemy, इसको इस अगली लाइन को काट दो. Alchemy has already been pointed out. इसको काट देना. इसके बाद आप शुरू करना furthermore से. Furthermore, this play gives us an insight into human nature in general. So this play tells us something fundamental in human nature which is found in everybody. This play is concerned fundamentally with the nature of man. So in conclusion, we can say that this play is mostly about the nature of man. in which there are multiple themes, and sometimes themes like greed and lust they predominate in this cycle. बस आगे की आपने आवश्यकता नहीं है, यहाँ तक आपका ये आपका कंफ्यूजन है। ठीक है, तो अब आप ये देखिए कि ये क्या आपकी लेंथ सफिशिएंट हो जाएगी 5-6 पेज के अंदर। अगर लेंथ आपकी कम पड़ती है तो फिर आप थोड़ा सा यहाँ से जोड़ लेना, जहाँ हमने बिल्कुल शुरू का जो आपका पेज यहाँ शुरू हुआ था, अगर आपको लगता है कि भाई कुछ पेजेस या एक पेज का आधा पेज कम पड़ रहा है, तो जहाँ हमने शुरू किया था क्वेश्चन बिल्कुल शुरू में, उस पेज पर आइए 454-55 के ऊपर, 454-455 के ऊपर आइए, जहाँ से हमने क्वेश्चन शुरू किया था। क्वेश्चन शुरू करने के बाद हमने इसकी 4-5 लाइनें उठाई थी, बस सूडो साइंस तक हमने उठाया था, है ना। उसके बाद आप क्या कर सकते हो, थोड़ा सा अगर आपको लगता है कि लेंथ कम पड़ रही है तो आगे इस प्ले के ना समरी दी गई है, इस समरी में से आप कुछ लाइनें उठा सकते हो, थोड़ा सा कुछ प्ले का मेजर जो क्या थीम, मतलब क्या प्लॉट है, क्या स्टोरी है, वो आप इसके अंदर थोड़ा सा यहाँ इंट्रोड्यूस करके उसके बाद फिर आप आगे जा सकते हो। और अगर आपको लगता है कि आपके क्वेश्चन की लेंथ कंप्लीट हो रही है तो नीचे तो कुछ जानकारी, राइट। ये आपका पहला क्वेश्चन बनता है वेलकेमिस्ट का, इसमें 4 मेजर क्वेश्चंस बनेंगे। अगला क्वेश्चन जो हमारा प्लॉट के ऊपर है, सेकंड क्वेश्चन, ये जहाँ खत्म होता है 459 के ऊपर, ये प्लॉट के ऊपर क्वेश्चन है, प्लॉट ऑफ द केमिस्ट, ये आपने करना ही हम करवाएंगे। उसके बाद 5वां क्वेश्चन के नाम से दिया गया है 478 के ऊपर, of all his plays the alchemist most reflects Jacobean London in which he lived. ये रियलिज्म के ऊपर, दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑन रियलिज्म, रियलिज्म इन द एल्केमिस्ट। तो इस तरह से आ सकता है, द एल्केमिस्ट इज द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द कंटेम्परेरी सोसाइटी, इस तरह से क्वेश्चन आता है। अगर ये आता है तो ये आपने क्वेश्चन करना। तीसरा और लास्ट क्वेश्चन, बड़ा क्वेश्चन हमारे पास रहेगा 483 पर, इसके नेक्स्ट ही, इससे अगला क्वेश्चन, What do you understand by the comedy of humors? ये क्वेश्चन आपका कॉमेडी ऑफ ह्यूमर के ऊपर, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन। द एल्केमिस्ट हैज द कॉमेडी ऑफ ह्यूमर। ये सिर्फ 4 क्वेश्चन, बड़े क्वेश्चन आपने करने हैं, ठीक है। छोटे क्वेश्चन आपको मैं 2 या 3 ही बताऊंगा, ज्यादा नहीं बताऊंगा इस बार। छोटे क्वेश्चन के लिए बैक में आइए, क्वेश्चन से पहले जहाँ बड़े क्वेश्चन शुरू हुए थे उस वापस चलिए, कैरेक्टर्स दे रखे हैं उन्होंने। अगर आप वापस चलेंगे तो आप कैरेक्टर्स लिखेंगे, इसके अंदर छोटे छोटे कैरेक्टर्स हैं। इसमें पेज नंबर 400 निकालिए, पेज नंबर 400, पेज नंबर 400 के ऊपर डोल कोमन का कैरेक्टर है। पेज नंबर 400 पर डोल कोमन का क्वेश्चन है। डोल कोमन का क्वेश्चन देखिए आप, ये आपने करना है, छोटा करना है, इसमें बड़ा दे रखा है, इसको आपने छोटा करना है, 1.5 पेज का करना है। इसमें सिर्फ आपने 3 छोटे क्वेश्चन करने हैं। डोल कोमन का कैरेक्टर करना है, उसके आगे पेज नंबर 406 के ऊपर सर एपिक्योर मेमन, मेमन का कैरेक्टर है 406 पेज पर, सर एपिक्योर मेमन का क्वेश्चन है, एक आपने ये करना है। और उसके बाद 420 के ऊपर लव इट का कैरेक्टर है, लव इट 420 के ऊपर। 3 आपके छोटे क्वेश्चन करने हैं आपने, कौन कौन से? मेमन का कैरेक्टर करना है, लव इट का कैरेक्टर करना है, और तीसरा किसका बताया? डोल कोमन। ये 3 आपके छोटे क्वेश्चन हैं। ये बड़े दे रखे, इनको आपने काटना है, छोटा करना है, इतने बड़े याद नहीं करनी, 1.5 पेज का आपका चल जाएगा। तो ऑन द होल हमारे पास अब इसके अंदर टोटल